Hey everyone, happy hump day. Here we are in a new era of the United States of America, and I'm watching everyone spit out. It's kind of funny, but also kind of sad. But so, with that, first off, thank you all so much for joining these lives. I appreciate you all so much creating this beautiful community and family, and however you want to call it. But that being said, if you're new here, I just want to welcome you. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. And secondly, I want to let you know we do this cool thing here that we started where I'm going to shout you all out from where you're from. So if you give me where you're from, I'll just try to do this. Sometimes it rolls real fast and I might miss you, but it doesn't mean I don't love you. And I do love you, all of you very much. So because we're going to get into some serious stuff today. So with that, first I see South Africa's in the house. That's awesome. Netherlands, and you're going to see we have created such a worldwide space here. It's crazy. Netherlands, Poland is in the house. Dallas is in the house. Northern, I missed you. Oh my God, Northern West Virginia, Liverpool. See, I told you guys were going to go crazy. San Antonio, Texas is in the house. Liverpool's in the house. West Virginia's in the house. Tacoma, Washington's in the house. Connecticut's in the house. Melbourne, Australia's in the house. I know I pronounced that wrong. I always do. Wisconsin's in the house. Sweden's in the house. New Mexico's in the house. Las Vegas is in the house. You guys rule. Denver, Poland, right on, you guys. We are really creating such a beautiful space here. Ontario's in the house. Colorado's in the house. Western North Carolina's in the house. LA's in the house. Yo, LA. Texas is in the house. And we are just creating this amazing thing. Arizona's in the house. Sweden is in the house. Springfield's in the house. Cincinnati's in the house. Ohio's in the house. Arizona's in the house. Oregon's in the house. Arkansas, Southern Tennessee, right on. Italy's in the house, right on. Hi, Italy. England's in the house. We got Ontario, Canada, more Canada. Illinois is in the house. Finland's here, right on. Finland. I've been there, actually. It's a pretty beautiful country. South Carolina's in the house. Liverpool's in the house. Vancouver's in the house. The Valley, where I actually am a Valley girl. Las Vegas is in the house. England and Connecticut's in the house. Virginia, Ontario, Houston, Indiana. You guys are killing me here. UK's in the house. It's so awesome. We got more Arizona representation in the house. Michigan's in the house. Seattle's in the house. West Virginia, where my mom's from. Two of you today, I think, are in the house. North Carolina's in the house. Pennsylvania's in the house. Pittsburgh's in the house. Arizona, Phoenix. I told you we created amazing. Mr. Pam's in the house. He's a really old school friend. I think you're from Las Vegas, friend. Idaho's in the house. Houston's in the house. Minneapolis, Tennessee. Oh, wow. You guys are just beautiful. Romania's in the house. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Queens, New York is in the house. Palm Desert, right on. My parents live out there. Right on, you guys. This is so great. Southern Tennessee, South Wales, Southwest Virginia's in the house. Oregon, Manchester. If I missed you, I apologize. It's just we got so many people in the house. More Finland in the house. More Arizona in the house. We got Maine in the house. Birmingham, England in the house. Wales. Wow, we got Paris, France here today. Thank you for being here. Cleveland, Ohio's in the house. Colorado. More Canada's in the house. We got a lot of Canadians here. West Virginia in the house. Texas. Sacramento's in the house. Right on. Pennsylvania, Texas, Connecticut. Wow, you guys, we are global. Wow, Brazil's in the house. Thank you for being here. I've been to Brazil too. Beautiful, beautiful country. I loved going there. Maryland's in the house. We got a serious army happening. Wisconsin's in the house. Sweden's in the house. Right on. South Carolina's in the house. Boston, Memphis, Wisconsin, West Indies in the house. Right on. And Indiana's in the house. I love you guys. Texas is in the house. So, whew. That was a lot. But I swear, if you are new here, you are going to see this is a space that we created, and it's been going about a year now. And I like to call this therapy day because we're all struggling. We're all struggling. Whatever you're struggling with, we're all struggling. And I really wanted to create a space where you can disagree with me here. It is really something I want to encourage, not only in this space, but in the world. If we don't start to get back to not only critical thinking, that it's okay to disagree with your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, your friend, your neighbor, we are doomed in this country. And I tell you what, doesn't matter if you voted for Trump or not. It's one of the reasons why Trump won. Because I will tell you, and I do this in quotes because I'm no longer going to be a registered Democrat. I really did align more with the Republican side this last election season. I did align with more of the thought process that they were coming from. I did align with more of critical thinking, and I did align with more getting back to parental rights, getting back to stop doing this rhetoric around biology and that teaching kids weird stuff in schools. I don't know if that has to do with my age. I don't know if that has to do with me being old school transsexual. I don't know if that has to do with me having a family now and having a kid and getting another kid and really understanding being a parent. And really, I want to say this, it means a lot to me, and I think it might mean a lot to you as parents out there. If you're not a parent and you want to be a parent, I have to tell you, it has been an honor to be a parent. And it makes me emotional. And I'll tell you why it makes me emotional, because I saw stuff happening in this country attacking parents and attacking parental rights. And as a parent, and I'm getting emotional now because I know not only the gift to be a parent, but I also understand the responsibility it is to raise a child. And when you raise a child, you have the responsibility as an adult and as a parent. My voice is cracking like mad right now, but the responsibility not only to teach that kid reality, but to teach that kid morals, ethics, how to be a badass, how to understand to navigate the world. And that's not through lies. That's not through deception. That's not teaching them weird sexual things at an early age. All of those things are off the table for children. And I don't think, I knew that before I became a parent, and I knew it in a different way, but I now know it more in a way that makes me feel so, I don't even know how to put it without feeling emotional, but it makes me feel on some level more powerful because I have this responsibility. And because of that responsibility, it did change a lot of the way I think about things. And I don't come to the table just very nonchalant. Well, if that person thinks that way, we're just going to let them. No, it actually changed the way I feel about things in this country. And when I started to see drag queen story, I have a ton of drag queen friends, people, tons of them. But those people come from the old school way of thinking where I come from. Those drag queens would never do the things that these drag queens are doing today. No child should see that kinds of things. You also know that I come from a space from the adult world 20 or so years ago. You never put children in a space that has to do with any type of sexuality. You don't do that. You want to know why you don't do that? I don't think I need to explain it to you, but let me just give you a little hint here. Not only does it make children feel very uncomfortable because they don't know, they're learning their bodies, they're learning about what it means to like grow up, they're learning about attraction, they're learning about all of these things in their bodies. And how do I know this? Because I was a kid, as you were, but I also know because now I have a kid who's starting to go through puberty, and I'm watching the fumbling, the not understanding things, the attraction to girls at school, the way his body is changing and the way he talks to me about it. I know these things because I'm firsthand have experience as a parent with it. And so when we override parents' understanding of that and we say, oh no, we could teach kids about storybook hour and how to masturbate when you're 8 years old. Are you kidding me? Are you actually? I knew that before I was a parent, but are you kidding me? And the fact that that actually came from a liberal space shocks me. It shocks me. And I'm going to tell you, it's one of the reasons why the Liberal Party, the Democratic Party, I guess I don't want to definitely just put liberals in that because I still, on some level, consider myself a liberal. But what I want to say is what that does is destroy. I never thought kids should ever be around sexual stuff until they are mature enough to understand that. And you and I both know maturity can be in different spaces, but keep those kids innocent as long as you can, because innocence is purity, and innocence creates a space where these kids can take themselves to the next level when they are ready for it. Not when I'm ready to give it to them, but when they're ready to give it to them. Some kids grow slower, some kids grow faster. Who is it to you, first off, as the government, secondly, as a party, to tell me that my child needs to learn about LGBTQIA poo poo shit in their school? They should. No, you can't override me. I'm from that community, people. I'm from that community. In no way, shape, or form do I think my child needs to be learning that shit in his school. And he knows that. He knows what's going on in our family. We have a gay uncle. We're around gay people. We have people at our house all the time. We're same-sex couples. He knows. He's very grounded around it, but we don't put it in his face. We're not talking about gay sex and transgender stuff at our house. We very rarely talk about any of that stuff here because it's not important for a child to know that. And I come from that community. So with that, and with my emotions getting, my emotions are high today. My emotions are high today. And I want to let you know why my emotions are high. And I'm going to get this out of the way before we move forward. But again, I want to thank you all. I see, I got to get my assistant back because the chat goes so fast. It's just little old me, little old Trampa here trying to look at what you're all saying. At the same time, I'm really trying to navigate this, but I'm just going to do my preaching here. But with that, here's what I want to say. I hope you all know, and if you're new here, you're going to learn it from me. I am an honest person. I am honest about who I am. I'm honest about where I come from. I'm honest about my sexuality, my transgenderness, my transsexualness, all of it. I'm honest about having different opinions about things. I'm honest about changing my mind. So one of the things before I talk about this particular thing, I want to take a little poll here in this chat. Okay. And you can just do thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you believe that people can change their mind? Do you believe it's important to let people change their mind? And do you believe that somebody changing their mind is a good thing or a bad thing? I know I lumped all those questions in one, but do you think changing your mind is a good thing? I personally believe that means growth, okay? Most all of you are doing thumbs up. Most all of you are doing thumbs up. Isn't that the point of critical thinking? Isn't that the point of conversation? Isn't that the point of sort of me being here today when you might have a different opinion about trans people and you might leave here today going, well, oh my gosh, Buck. And thank you so much for the super chats. I'll get those a little bit later if you don't mind, but thank you for sending them. So I think pretty much you all are going to agree with me because that's just a basic way that we're going to get our world back. Okay. So thank you. I just want to see, and you're obviously allowed to say no, but I just want to see how many of you agree with somebody having a perspective of something a while ago, and then maybe later on in life they change. I've changed a lot. If you go back 20 years, 30 years ago, you're going to see a different person, but that's just me changing. And I think I've changed not only for the better, but because I sat and listened to things that I disagreed with before that now I might agree with, or the other way around. I agreed with before and disagree. I think it is very important that we get back not only to debate, not only to critical thinking, but also to giving people the grace, okay, the grace to change their mind on a subject that you might have disagreed with them. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because I'm going to show you what I've been dealing with all morning long, okay? All morning long on that platform called X, which is a complete cluster dump, if you ask me. But I do learn a lot of things on X, and I do know that there's a lot of insanity over there, and I usually come to it with a very open mind. I once believed in transgender kids. I think I've said it to all of you here. If you're new, I'm saying it again. I once believed in transgender kids. I would say 5 or so 6 years ago. I believed that. What a great concept. Maybe that would have helped me not be an alcoholic, a drug addict, homeless, all of these things that I thought about. I just thought, that's a great concept to maybe help this child not have to deal with their gender dysphoria at an early age, and maybe on some level that can help. So people started sending me all kinds of information. Oh, Buck, there's this new thing called puberty blockers. Oh, Buck, you should check this out. It's amazing. And, I do a lot of public speaking in different types of situations. Well, long story short, I spoke in this place here in Los Angeles called the Annenberg, um, Annenberg, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. It's a like kind of like museum space, and it was a really amazing turnout. And I spoke there about my transition, about being transsexual and blah, blah, blah. After that, a woman came up to me and she was crying and she was very distraught. And she said to me that she thinks her child might be transgender. And I said, well, how old is your child? And she told me her child was 8 years old. And I said, wow, that's interesting. She goes, I looked all over the internet for information about trans people and I could only find information about you. And I said, well, that makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I said to her, because most of the information you're going to find about me is adult information. And well, she started to say about this doctor here in Los Angeles that we all know is now a horrible person, Dr. Olson here at the Los Angeles Children's Hospital, and how this Dr. Olson was giving her child this thing called puberty blockers. And I was like, what's puberty blockers? And she started to tell me, and I'm like, that's so interesting. She goes, yes, it just pauses the puberty. And I'm like, okay, of course. I don't know anything. I've never even heard of puberty blockers before. So I go and I meet with her and we hang out, and we become friends, honestly. And I was just there on some level to show that adult transsexual, and I've lived this way for many years. Long story short, eventually all the information started to come to me about puberty blockers, how bad they are, how they destroy people's lives, blah, blah, blah. I remained friends with this woman, by the way. And so I started to back up on the puberty blockers and I started to change my mind. It's why I asked you that question. I changed my mind and I said, oh my God, this wasn't the information I got. The information that you're all handing me now, actual studies, okay? Because I trusted the doctor, just like the mother trusted the doctor. Don't we all trust doctors here? I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to trust the doctor when you go to the doctor and you say, I have this pain here, and the doctor says, blah, blah, blah? We all trust the doctors. I trusted the doctors until people started sending me stuff because I have a big voice. I was amplifying trans kids for a while. Then the information came to me and I was like, oh, what? So I backed up, and today I advocate no puberty blockers, no transitioning of children. There is no such thing as a trans kid. I have literally done a 360 on that. I changed my mind. Though there are people who won't let you change your mind. I hope you know that. There are people, especially when you're in a position that I'm in. I'm, and I don't mean this as an ego thing. I just mean it. I have a very big voice. I have a very big following. I have a very big, sort of group of people who listen to me, and I can be on some level very instrumental in changing things. You all know that. Okay, that's why I tell you, you can disagree with me. You have to disagree with me if you disagree with me. I don't want you to just say, yeah, Buck, just because. I need for you to disagree with me. It's extremely important, part of what I'm trying to prove to the world. We can disagree, but still move forward. So my point being is these people, which I think you all call gender critical or TERFs, have come after me. They love to call me she. You all know I don't care. Call me she all you want. I'm really much more mature than that. Number two, they dig stuff up about me from literally. I've never been dishonest about my pornography. I've never been dishonest about anything and you can't find much stuff about me on the internet because I've just pretty much said it all. But I always said to you that I disagree with trans kids before I started this YouTube channel and before I started getting a bigger voice. I did an interview with this guy called Calvin Guerra or something. He was a big young trans guy YouTuber. Anyway, I'm going to bring this up. Okay? Because I have nothing to hide from any of you. The reason why I want to bring this up is because I love to be transparent. I love to be transparent and I love to show you my growth as a human being. Okay. It is very important to me that you never think I'm hiding anything from you, that you never think I'm full of shit, that you never think, oh, Buck said this doublespeak. Never do I want you to think about that about me ever. So instead of me trying to hide what they found about me, I'm going to present it to you all. Okay. So sit back because it's just like a 16-second clip. Okay. Let's see here. 1 second. Let me find this. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Hold on. And so hold on. Right here. Okay. Okay. Can you all see it? I don't know if you can see it. Mostly I want you to hear it, okay? So here we go. It's okay. I really don't want any sympathy. That's not why I'm showing it to you. I'm showing it to you to be transparent with you, okay? I'm showing it to you so I can move forward from this and we never have to talk about it again, okay? Is really the point I want to bring this. I don't want anything to be hidden from you all. I want to always be honest with you and show you my integrity means a lot to me. And I do believe I have integrity, okay, and morals. And so what I'm going to do is show you what I said. This was about 5 or 6 years ago, okay? So listen to this. I have a kid that I work with here in Los Angeles who's 8 years old on hormone blockers, and he's doing great. Everything is awesome. I see him taking the next level. I have a kid that I work with here in Los Angeles. Okay. Did you all hear that? Did you all hear that? Could you see that? It was an interview I did about 5 or 6 years ago when I met this mother that I told you the whole story. I told you that they told me their kid was on puberty blockers. I was very fascinated with the whole thing. So I became sort of a mentor towards the mother. I did not transition that child. I have nothing to do with transitioning that child. That child was on puberty blockers when I met that child. So now these people are pushing this video around the internet on X saying that I transitioned an 8-year-old. So I did not transition an 8-year-old. The mother and me became friends, and I was watching that and I was fascinated by the puberty blockers and I thought it was a good thing. And I have since changed my mind. So that's what that video is about. I have never transitioned a child. I don't have access to anything medical. I am not a doctor. I have never given anyone any information to transition their child because I don't know enough about it. It's like me telling somebody how to take hormones. I don't know how to do that. I'm not a doctor. What I did do is, on some level, mentor a mom from an elder transsexual point of view when I thought it was good. So anyway, I just want to put that out there for you all. I want you to see that I changed my mind. I do not in any way, shape, or form think there's anything called trans kids. I do not believe trans kids exist. I believe these kids are being pushed into a space at an early age by adults who are disingenuous. Okay? That's what I want you to know. There is not enough research. Okay? There is not enough anything for a child to be put in this position. Okay? I also want you to know that I am friends with this mother to this day. And she feels she's struggling with it. This mother is struggling with her choice. And it's very devastating for me to watch this woman. I'm not going to bail on her. I consider her a friend. Okay. And I'm not going to judge her because she did this when the doctor told her to do it. Never would I do that. I'm not that kind of friend. I'm not going to bail on her. But what I'm going to be there for her is to tell her it's okay. You're not a bad mother. Okay. You made a choice because a doctor told you to make this choice. And it was a very rare thing that was happening back then. It's sad for me to watch this woman struggle with this. But as a friend, you know what I tell her? It was the choice you made. So now that choice you made, you're just going to have to figure out how to move forward with it. If this kid of yours is doing fine, that's all I care about. How's the kid doing? Seems to be doing fine, getting straight A's in school, moving forward with his life. He just lives as a boy. Nobody knows he's trans. So if that kid is doing fine, shouldn't that really just be the number one thing that we should all just hope for? So I told her she needs to go start getting some second opinions from other doctors. That's my belief system. I can't tell you what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't say if you made the right choice. Okay. But I still love you as a human being, and I still care about you, and I still care about your child, because the most important thing is that this child grows up to be a good person and a happy person. That's all any of us should care about at this point. Any kid that was put on puberty blockers, we should hope for the best for these children, and we should hope that they move forward in the world, and we should shut down any other kid getting this medication at this point. That's what I think. We should shut it down. We should not be doing it. We should stop calling kids trans. And then that way, we can kind of figure out where we went wrong. And why did we do this? Why do you think that we did this? I don't know why we would ever even do this to children. It's quite scary to me. But anyway, I just want to say that I hope you understand why I wanted to put that in there today. I've been dealing with a lot of hate on the internet this morning, and it just takes its toll after a while, and probably why I was a little bit emotional when I started the feed about being a parent, because all I care about is kids. I'm a coach, I'm a referee, I'm around these kids. I love being around kids and getting another kid. Like, it's just like, I can't even, I never really wanted to be a parent. Never. I always said, ew, I don't want to be a parent. I'm too selfish. I like going out to parties and doing all these things. Now it's like the center of my universe on some level. And it just feels so much like a gift that I don't understand why we would put children in a position to think they are trans. This isn't easy. This is not something you want a child to do, because I will almost guarantee you that child is going to grow out of it. Now, that being said, we have to be honest. There's going to be some kids that might have gender dysphoria. Of course. Was I one of those kids? I don't know. It's why I don't want you to think I was a trans kid, because I wasn't. I had an awesome childhood. My parents did the best they could do in the 60s and 70s. I grew up as a total tomboy. I played all boy stuff. I was always with the boys. I hated being with the girls. I felt more comfortable being masculine. But then I became a real butch lesbian, and all I wanted to do was hang out with the girls because I was that stud. So what if they would have transitioned me? What if they would have done that? I actually liked being a lesbian. I liked being a butch les. I actually enjoyed it. So what if they would have transitioned me and I didn't get to have that experience? Think about that when you think about transing your child. Think about that when you don't understand that you can't make these choices for your child. These are life-changing choices. Let your child figure it out. Let them struggle. My parents let me struggle. My parents told me they would never have given me puberty blockers. Never in a million years. If it was something, they would have never done it. They would have never done it. I struggled a lot. But you have to remember, I struggled in the 70s and 80s when being gay wasn't cool. You couldn't be a lesbian. I was in sports. Oh my God. My coach would tell me, if you're a lesbian, you can't be on the team. He would say stuff like that to me. I was sponsored by, I got Adidas stuff, Nike stuff, all of that stuff. And they said, all your sponsorships will be taken away if you come out as a lesbian. That's where I come from. It's insane. You could be a gay athlete now. You could be a trans athlete now. But my point is, let's stop putting kids in these really, really like black and white spaces before we understand what that really means to these kids and why these kids are doing that. If that makes sense. So I want to bring I'll do some super chats here in a minute, but I want to thank you all so much for being members. Thanks for being super chatting me. You guys really help this channel growing. It's going crazy, and I cannot do this anyway. All of it without you. There's nothing wrong with being a trans athlete at all. So I want to talk about that. I think it's important that we understand what that means, right? So I found this thing on CNN. Okay. It is shocking. It is shocking. You guys are going to freak. Oh my God. I found some things, and it's why the name of today's show is Trans Rhetoric Killed the Dems. They're actually cuckoo. They are cuckoo. When you say the things that are you're going to see that's coming out of this man's mouth, it is actually going to blow your mind. I am just shocked that this is where we are. And I'm telling you, it's literally why the Democrats lost. Okay. Hold on 1 second here. This is why the Democrats lost. Okay. Because they don't live in reality. And I don't know what you people think you're doing, but when you lie about this kind of stuff, this is why the world is not moving forward. When you lie about basic stuff, okay? When you lie about a cat being a dog and a duck being a fish and a child can be a boy and a girl when they're a girl and a boy, when you lie about stuff like that and you can change your biology, nobody's going to listen to you. If I am not a man, it's so crazy, you guys. I am not a man, okay? I want to be a man. I want you to see me as a man. Want to know the strength in being a transsexual? Understanding that. That is literally my superpower. My superpower is reality. My superpower is sitting here in front of all of you people who are watching me right now and saying, I'm not a man. That's like very powerful for me to be able to do that. It is very powerful for me to say my biology is female. I don't want to be a female, but I am. I did all of this work here, okay, to look like a man. So when I walk down the street and go to Starbucks, they say, yes, sir, what would you like? And my dysphoria is alleviated. It's magic. But in my own heart, I know who I am. That is actually a superpower. Why are we teaching kids to not understand who they are and what they are, or even people? And so I'm going to show you this and why I'm getting so pissed off about this idea that we are lying to young people and we are lying to the world. And you expect the world to accept us when you lie about it? How dare you? How dare you lie about what transsexualism is? How dare you lie about all these children knowing who they are? How dare you do surgery on 13-year-olds? How dare you do all of that? So watch this dude who's not even trans, by the way, loses shit. He loses it because he thinks he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's doing the right thing. Watch this.
A lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not.
Who is this guy? Does anyone know who this guy is? I'm not going to listen to transphobia. They're not boys. What, dude? Trans girls are actually boys. Okay, so this is what pisses me off. Who is this guy? And how dare you talk over transsexual people? Okay, some idiot woke loser. I'm not going to listen to this. This is transphobia. No, it isn't. You're transphobic because you're lying about what a trans person is. Okay. Oh, it gets me.
That's not the point that you call a trans girl a boy.
Are you going to allow me to finish my explanation?
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt.
Slur? Since when is biology a slur? Oh my God. You guys, it's like living in the Twilight Zone. He's so insane. He's saying such rhetoric and nonsense. None of it makes sense. Like, how is that a slur when you call a trans girl a boy? How is that a slur? First off, trans girls shouldn't even be a thing in school. Okay, if you're a trans girl, then you should just be living as a girl. They shouldn't even know you're trans. That's the whole point of transition. So they don't know you're trans. This is where I know it's all bullshit, you guys. Because why are they putting little boys in dresses and calling them trans girls? That's not how it works. Okay, they should be living as girls, and nobody should know they're trans. That's literally, he's a rabbi. Can someone put his name or send me if you could send me an email, I would really appreciate it. Because if he's a rabbi, I'm just, okay, hold on. Listen, it gets worse.
That's not how it is. Jay, they're not boys. They're not boys. They're not playing girls.
They're not boys. He's literally saying they're not boys, you guys. What? This is why I'm telling you, this conversation between you and I is so important. I'm telling you, all are being gaslit. You're all being lied to. I'm the oldest tranny on the block. I'm the oldest tranny on the block. Do you usually listen to the oldest tranny on the block who's done this stuff before this stuff was even a stuff? Okay. What are they then? Great question. What are they then? Listen.
Just reset for I'm not going to sit there.
And the lady here, who's the sort of news person in the middle of it, she can't even control these two dudes. She can't even control them. Oh my God, this is so pathetic.
Reset for a second, because look, this is a really heated issue, right?
And oh, really? Is it really heated? I wonder why. Because the buddy over there is lying about what trans girls are. They're not boys.
Michael, I know you. I know that you understand that people have different views on this.
You can't have a different view on this. I'm all about different views about transitioning, adults, all of it. You cannot have a different view on biology when it comes to transition. Let me give you guys a little schooling here, okay? So you can go back to all your woke friends and you can tell them this, even though they'll tell you, oh, Buck Angel's transphobic. Who cares? Give them the middle finger. That means they don't care. Because I'm telling you, as the oldest tranny on the block, you're being gaslit. Here's what you need to say to anyone who tries to say trans girls are not boys. The only reason anyone is a trans person or transsexual is because of biology. You transition from a boy to a girl. You do not change your sex. You change your appearance. Boom. They can't argue with it. Done. Conversation is over. They cannot come back at you with any logical explanation other than you're transphobic. That's what they're going to say to you.
I think out of respect for Jay, let's try to talk.
Wait a minute here. A trans girl has female brains? What? Are you out of your mind? Hold on. Wait a minute here. A trans girl has female brains. What? You're out of your mind. Prove it. Prove that. That is not a fact. You're making shit up. This is the reason why trans people are hated. Who are you? That is a total 100% complete total lie. Shame on you. Shame on you for lying. Shame on you for saying that. There is no such thing as a trans girl having a female brain. You're making that up. So you just got platformed. You're welcome. See you later. Lies, lies, lies.
In a way that is respectful.
Okay, so let me rephrase this since I'm being targeted here.
I don't think you're not, just to be clear, you are not being targeted.
I am, but it's okay.
I'm specifically saying that I know that you are not intending to be transphobic.
He should know that I'm not. But he wants to sit here.
And also, can anyone give me the definition of transphobic? Transphobic means you fear me, okay? You fear me. Do you fear trans people? No, you might disagree with trans people, okay? Disagreement, okay, is different. And female brain is not... Do you people even know what biology is? Don't tell me that. Oh my God, hold on here. It's up for study, Buck. Different. It's up in a study, Buck. It is not biology. That is a brain. Do you know what DNA is? Do you know what chromosomes are? And I want to see that study. So why don't you email it to me, okay? Because these studies today about trans people have been completely manipulated. It's the same thing they said about puberty blockers pausing until they did an actual real study. You know, studies can be biased as well. So let's get that study up, because I'll talk all about it on a live. I have no issues talking about it, okay? But I want to know who did the study, where the study was done, and also, do you understand what chromosomes are? Do you people even understand what chromosomes are? It's shocking to me. What? What are you talking about?
I want you to. I want to give you an opportunity.
So the way regular people interpret it,
that's not regular people. That's not regular people. There's no consensus that these are actually boys.
That's the one I wanted you to see. Did you just hear it come out of his mouth? Hold on, I gotta back up. It's actually shocking. It's actually shocking that an actual adult would say this. Literally said, there is no consensus that these are boys. What are you effing talking about? They were literally born male. What other consensus do you need? What other consensus do you need? You guys, this is a full-grown adult.
I want to
give you an opportunity.
So the way regular people interpret it,
that's not regular people. That's not regular people. There's no consensus that these are actually boys. This whole thing about trans girls is a canard. We're talking about a tiny, tiny sliver of the population.
That may be the
and we're
case,
using
but
that.
Is it a tiny sliver of a population? Then why does it seem to be the only thing y'all talk about? Why does it seem the only thing you talk about is trans kids? If it was such a tiny sliver of a population, then why don't you release all the studies about puberty blockers? Why don't you release all the studies showing that it doesn't work? Because we know it doesn't work. Why don't you release all the studies that says there's no such thing as trans kids? It's psychotic adults like you pushing children into an ideological belief before their fucking brains are even grown enough to understand what it means to be a boy or a girl. You want to block puberty. How do you know if you're a boy or a girl if you haven't even gone through puberty? How do you know that? I could argue all day with all of you people. How come they don't have me on CNN? How come they don't have me on MSNBC? How come they don't have me on any of those stations? Because I will destroy you. You are lying. There is a consensus if they are not. They are literally boys. Literally. What is happening?
Point in terms of its effectiveness.
Hold on.
Taking away healthcare? Okay, that's right. Now you got me fucking fired up. Healthcare, buddy. Let me tell you something about healthcare. I transitioned 32 years ago with zero healthcare. Okay? How did I get to be 32 years in this transition without healthcare? Because it can be done. It can be done without healthcare. Let me also remind you, buddy, your trans activists took this out of a mental disorder, which means it's no longer covered under medical space because you, buddy, opened up self-ID, which says anyone can be trans, which then makes it a cosmetic surgery. What insurance company pays for cosmetic surgery? Why should the government pay for cosmetic surgery? Why should I pay for cosmetic surgery? Why should anyone pay for cosmetic surgery unless it's you paying for cosmetic surgery? I paid for all of this all on my own with jobs, saving money. And I think it probably is the reason why I'm so solid in my space, because I paid for it all on my own without the help of the taxpayers. Then I fought to get it into insurance for the people who literally have gender dysphoria. But you decided that this isn't a mental disorder. Well, what is it then? If it's not a mental disorder, what the fuck is it? What is it? What? Oh, is that what it is? Oh, anyone knows they're trans. There you go. So whose fault is it now, buddy? It's the trans activists who destroyed everything we built as elders.
Just get to your point.
My point in terms of its effectiveness. Regular people with children look at these things and they say, you know what? This is a bit too far. I do not agree with this. I don't like this. I think Democrats are going way too much to the left on social issues. They're uncomfortable with it. A lot of people believe that. A lot of families.
Yeah, and why? Wait, shut up. Why are they uncomfortable with it? That's what I really want to know. Why are you all uncomfortable with it? Let me ask that question to you all out here. And I'm sorry for going off. I'm just sick and tired of this bullshit. I'm sick and tired of also you trannies telling me that we have biological female brains. You don't have a biological female brain. Okay. You're lying again to make yourself feel better.
And they say, you know what? This is a bit too far. I do not agree with this. I don't like this. I think Democrats are going way too much to the left on social issues. They're uncomfortable with it. A lot of people believe that. A lot of families believe that.
That's right.
You may disagree with that reality.
That's
right.
That's
why Republicans kept running those ads over and over and over.
That's why I keep telling you, Democrats, you're so dumb. Why you even put trans people into a political space. You did it. You did it. And the smart Republicans were like, snatch. Now we're going to use your bullshit all against you because you don't know how to play the game. It's literally a game. Politics is a game. If I wanted to, I'll never do it. I would be an actual good politician. Why? Because I know how to play the game. You got to know what to put out there and what not to put out there. When you put all this bullshit about trans kids, okay, everyone knows kids are off the table. Everyone knows that. Yet there you are. Trans kids are kids. Oh my God. Yay. We're going to show little kids the pee-pee and poo-poo in the classroom. And they're only kindergarten. And we're going to teach them about pronouns. And they're only in kindergarten. You just blew it. You blew the game, dude. You lost the game, dude, because you think you're so smart. And you think you know everything when you don't know shit. You know what? When you're losing the game, what do? You stop at halftime. You go back in the fucking locker room. You figure it out. You're like, maybe we should put a different quarterback in. Maybe we should put some different people on the front line. Maybe we just need to rethink our whole game plan here. But no, all you narcissistic trans activists thought you were so smart, forcing us all to use pronouns, forcing us all to let men in the women's locker room, forcing us all to believe that trans women are women. All of that shit. You lost, buddy. You lost because you have idiot team players like this dude speaking for me as a transsexual. Go fuck yourself. And you lost. You lost.
Over again because they saw the metrics suggested
and
that they were
lying
working.
in those ads over and over again and using rhetoric like you just.
Oh my God. You see the gaslighting? Do you all see the gaslighting? He literally turned it on them. You're the one putting the rhetoric out there. You're the one giving the rhetoric for the Republicans to use against you. Okay? That's rhetoric. When you lie about biology, when you lie about men and women's locker rooms, when you lie that anyone can be trans, you just gave it to the Republicans, buddy. Oh my God. They don't even know it. I think they're that deep in their own ideology. They don't even know it.
You saying this is boys playing girls sports.
Well,
First of all, we're talking about 5 people in the entire country.
It's not 5 people, buddy. I've already done like 4 videos on trans girls beating girls in sports. I also did one on a trans girl who smashed the face of a girl in school. By the way, do you even know that? There was a trans girl who was going around roughing up all the girls at school and then just beat the holy crap out of this other girl. It's happening, people. And this dude is living in a bubble and thinks he's so trans friendly. And I'm going to help all the trans people. How about if you sit down and shut up and go do what you do best, dude, which is, I don't know.
We're talking about trans girls being allowed to play with the people who are in their gender. And if you don't believe, you don't have to.
Dude, you are mixing kids up. You know that? You are mixing kids up. When you put a boy into the girls' sports at school, you are mixing the kids up, okay? Also, let me just give you a little bit of this stuff, you guys. Let me just ask you this. How come it's only trans girls? How come we're not seeing trans boys playing sports in the schools, right? How come we're not seeing little girls becoming little boys and playing sports at school? This is all about trans girls and trans women. Do you not see this? You've got to see this. It's a misogynistic movement. They want to overtake all female stuff. Even they're teaching little boys to take over little girls' space. That's what they're teaching little boys.
Listen to me. Listen to the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association.
We already found out that the American Medical Association, the American Pediatric Association, the American Psychology, they've all been captured by you, but they've all been exposed. Okay. But you see, here's the deal. And it's why I started this with all of you. Okay. It's why I started this with you. You can change your mind. You are allowed to think one way. Okay. And then you are allowed to say, wait a minute here. I just got different information and I'm going to change my mind. It's why I showed you that video of me saying, I think there's trans kids and helping this mom with their trans kid early on. It's why I showed it to you. I do not believe that is true anymore. Okay. But these people seem to not want to hear other sides of the coin. They just think they're so right and they think they are so smart. But if you are so right, and you are so smart, Are you willing to listen to another side? Some person on here just told me that trans girls have female brains. Okay, if you think that, which I don't believe that's true, I think that's total bullshit, and I think you're making it up. And then someone said, well, there's studies on it, Buck. Okay, send me the studies. I'm always willing to look at the other side. It's why I changed my mind on trans kids. But these people are not willing to look at the other side of the coin. They only look at what they want to look at. And that's what I'm trying to show you. This person has been captured. It is literally why the Democratic Party lost the election. Okay, number one, is so woke and captured in their nonsensical BS that no one wants to be a part of that anymore, including me. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't have to lie to any of you about who and what I am. It is why I sit here today and every week with all of you, building a beautiful community where we can have these conversations and I can show you a different side of what you all keep hearing. Trans girls are not girls. Trans girls are boys who want to be girls. But we are messing up those trans girls' minds instead of just letting them be. They're probably just gender nonconforming kids. What happened to gender nonconforming kids? Why can't a little girl look like a boy? And why can't a little boy look like a girl? Why does it need to be trans now? Think about all of those things. They have an actual agenda. They don't care about these kids, because if you actually cared about kids, you would not be doing this to them. You would not be doing what I did to a child. This is a lifelong commitment of steroids, of going to the gym, of surgery, of maybe even a shortened lifespan. We don't know yet. I might not live past 70, okay? I might not live past tomorrow. Who knows what those things are doing to the inside of my body? We don't know. Yet you're willing to do that to an 8-year-old child? Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you for not understanding that. And, you just need to stop. You're trolling my account now, and I won't have it. I won't have it. I won't have it. You're disgusting. Go away. You know how to reach me, but don't come on my feed and start blah, 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 all this stuff. Go make your own channel. Go make your own YouTube channel and do what I did, which is a lot of hard work to get here. A lot of hard work to build this community, a lot of hard work to have conversations with people who are actually willing to have real, truthful conversation with me, not gaslight me. I don't need you to come on here as a trans woman and gaslight me. Go gaslight somebody else. I don't have time for it. It takes a lot of work to build this stuff up. And you're disrupting the conversation with your big capital letters, expecting that I see you. So bye-bye. You know how I have an email. You can get me on all the other platforms, but you will not come and disrupt our time here. Okay? It's not going to happen. So with that, I'm going to go read all the beautiful, and I hope that you understand, I won't tolerate it. I won't tolerate these people coming on here. They're narcissists, and they've been given so many platforms as it is. You think you're going to come on my platform and do it? Good luck. I'm not scared of any of you. I'm not scared of any of you trans people. You're a joke, and you've literally destroyed trans. You've destroyed it. You've literally destroyed it, and I will keep exposing all of you. Okay, I'm sorry that you're so weak that you can't deal with the truth, that you're a dude. You're not a woman. Okay, you'll never be a woman. Okay, you're not female. Okay, you're a trans woman, which is a man. Okay, you're a man who wants to look like a woman. The minute you understand that, you are welcome into my world. But when you start continuing lying about it and come on my platform and try to get me to play along with your stupid game, you're out of here. You're a man. Deal with it. Okay, so with that, here we go. Thank you all so much for being here today. It means a lot to me. Thanks for the super sticker. Thank you, Sean. You're awesome. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Hey, Diva. Thank you. MO just passed Prop 3 and made abortion legal and medicalizing kids. How do you discuss it with people who support it? My cousin and I aren't cool. You just say it. Okay, we've been gaslit too long to shut our mouths. Say, no, this is disgusting. No, we're not medicalizing kids. Okay, and I'll look more into that and we'll do a whole show on it, because people have been gaslit into believing they're saving kids' lives. Okay, and also I'll tell you what, friend, Diva, go and look at the CAS report and the WPATH leak, okay? Because you're going to see where it's all been exposed, that it doesn't work, okay? There's a lot of information out there, and if you need more, send me an email, Okay, Lizzie girl, I was the responsible kid that helped raise all the other kids, and now I'm an auntie. Though I don't have my own, I understand the perspective and it makes me scared. I just want to protect them. Me too. I just want to protect these kids. I'm literally here to I feel like I have to as an elder transsexual. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That's so beautiful. That's 10 Buck Angel memberships. You're a beautiful human. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you for supporting this channel. And this is our therapy day, though. It seems like it's more about my therapy than yours. At this point, I went off today because I'm so sick of it. Hey, Jane, thank you so much, friend. I may not be a parent, but I would never want my kids to be taught this ever. Thank God for Buck for speaking up for the kids. Thank you, friend. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you all so much. It really does mean a lot. Hey, Lizzie, when people watch TV shows, they love watching people change for the better. Some characters even start out awful. Why can't I know? I don't understand this idea that I can't change my mind and that I trans the kid and forever I'm a bad person. What's that saying? You're damned if you do or damned if you don't, right? Is that so? On some level, that's what I feel like. I'm damned if I do or damned if I don't. What do you want from me? What is it that you actually want from me, people? Do you want me to change my mind on the trans kid issue and then we can all move forward? Or do you not want me to change my mind? Because either way, these people who attack me constantly, it's as if they don't want me to, they just don't care. They just don't want me around. That's what I feel. They just don't want me around. Thank you, Lana. Thank you, beautiful human. You know, that's what I feel. They just don't want me around. Hey, Brooks, are you sure you are trans? Because you have a hell of a pair of someone speaking truth to power. Well, that's my superpower. My superpower is that I didn't get the penis surgery. I kept that. So maybe somehow that literally empowered me. You know, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's kind of funny, you guys. I love making fun of myself. It's kind of funny. Jardam, thank you, friend. I lost 2 friends of 20 years over this issue. Apparently, their son was a girl at 2 years. 2? You know, you didn't lose friends. You didn't. You have integrity and you're a really good person. Okay. I just want to let you know that. It's sad when people leave, but I think we got to dig deeper into why people can't stand to hear other people's opinion about things. And that's okay. Let them do whatever they're going to do with their 2-year-old, which is the most scariest thing I've ever heard of. But you're a good person, friend, and you needed to speak up because you would have had to live with it for the rest of your life when that 2-year-old gets old enough to figure out that they're not trans. And then whose fault is it going to be? Because it's going to happen. I almost guarantee you. Thanks, nobody. The problem now is social contagion. Can't tell who would be benefited from transition as a kid. It's strange that it starts at puberty now. That's my point. My point is forget it then. Nobody's trans. How about that? How about that? How about if we just dismantle the whole system? Because the small amount of kids that might be trans, they're going to be fine. They're me. They're going to be fine. They might go through some period of adjustment, of finding. We've all done it. Come on, we've all maybe played with drugs or done things that did things. You know, I kind of went off the deep end a little bit, but you know, that's how I look at it. The small amount of kids who are trans are not gonna they're going to be able to do it later on. But the large amount of kids that are being shoved into this and who are not trans, those are the ones we need to care about right now because it's more. There's more of those than the trans kids. I hope that makes sense to you. Hey, Ellen, thank you, friend. I love you for your integrity, Buck. Oh, man, it's cool. I'm so glad that me and you became friends, really. You know, I think of all of you as my friends, and I love our sessions here. That really makes me. Hey, Canadian Beacon, love you, Buck. Keep speaking your truth. People shoot first and ask questions later. Mob mentality, cancel culture. Yeah, Canadian Beacon has been watching the whole thing play out on X. I don't care. I just don't like when people lie about me. That's all. I don't. Nobody. I don't think gender nonconforming kids show up young. That maybe, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of a gender nonconforming kid. I was totally a little boy at like 4. My mom said that I always wanted to be a cowboy. I put my dad's underwear on and put like his cowboy boots on and be like very manly. So I don't know, you know, like we don't know. Kids change. Kids are constantly changing. And I do think that they could be gender nonconforming. Sarah says, my mom knew I was gay when I was 5 and 6, but she never said anything because she wanted me to figure out. That's exactly the best parenting you can do. The best parenting you can do is just leave your kids alone. Parents know. My parents said the same thing. They knew I was different at a young age. And then they knew I was a gay woman later on. They never said anything about it. They knew it. I mean, parents know things, right? You just know things. Hey, Cecilia, thank you, friend. Gender dysphoria isn't always a lifelong issue. That's beautiful statement. Powerful statement. You see that? It's not always a lifelong issue. Kids can grow out of it. People can grow out of it. I know lots of people who still live in their gender dysphoria, but it's not enough to want to transition like I did. Jardam says the far left want us all to be non-binary. It's actually true. And why they lost. They lost. The practical medium. Hey, buddy. Hi, Buck. Don't be ashamed about the statement you made 5 to 6 years ago. You most likely didn't know at the time. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that. I just wanted to really be transparent with you all, okay? Because I did say that about trans kids, and I've always been honest about the fact that I thought trans kids was a great thing, and then I changed my mind about it. But it seems like with these people, you're not allowed to change your mind. The alien says the Black Mirror comedy. Yeah, no kidding. This whole stupid thing. The CNN, practical medium. CNN is also Circus Nutty Network. They're out of control. The people they bring on, how come they don't bring me on? I'll have a conversation. Eli, or is it Ellie, says, I'm not trans, but thank you for staying sane, Buck. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Nobody says, if true, we could test and only transition then. Maybe. I think that means the brain. But let's slow down, people. Jardam says there are no studies because it's still considered medically unethical to do tests on children because you're supposed to leave kids alone. Kids have been living this way forever. How come we didn't have a crazy amount of kids going their trans 10 years ago? Because we didn't shove it down their throats. Elle says they don't want you on CNN. You make too much sense. We didn't shove it down people's throats. Canadian Beacon says that will require a brain. Totally. That's why I don't believe it. Lizzie says, don't be sorry for going off. We need it. They have been going off on us nonstop for years. Thank you. I just, you know what? I just get so emotional about the whole thing, you guys. Canadian Beacon says the new studies are reformed by big pharma. That's right. Don't forget, people. Some of these studies, they're biased. They're bot studies. That's why I don't believe a lot of this stuff. I don't believe it. So when you say a trans girl has a female brain, what does that even mean? That's not true. Stop trying to change biology. Totally. Thank you for all of these. Really, thank you so much. Stop bullying society into your... That's the other thing. Everyone feels bullied, and that's why trans rights have gone out the window, because everyone felt bullied into believing other people's belief system. I don't care if you believe me or not. I sit in front of you. I don't need to change your mind. You don't have to like me, and you don't even have to agree with what I did. That doesn't mean me and you can't have a coffee together. Okay, I might not believe in the religion that you have, or I might not believe in the lifestyle that you have at home. I might not even believe the way you raise your children. That doesn't mean I hate you and that we can't have a conversation together. Jardam says, to change your mind, you must let something go. You want to know what you have to let go, Jardam? Ego. You have to let go of ego and narcissism in order to learn. In order to learn, you cannot believe that you are right all the time. And I do not believe I am right all the time. Okay, I do not. I a lot of time talk about my own lived experience. And it's not that I don't want people to transition. Of course I do. It is why I sit here today. This wasn't just about me. This is about actual true transsexuals actually having to get into the space that I have been in. And that's really important. So these people don't want to change their mind. Ellie says, we love you, Buck. Don't worry about these dumb people. Thank you, friend. They're so gross. Thank you for becoming a member, DOS. I hope I said that right. Thank you for becoming a member. They're just so embarrassing. Alan says, love you, Buck. I love how open you are to conversation. It's a pity some fight against you despite fighting similar, but I know. But, if you've ever been in a community, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you are, you understand community is kind of a funny word because community, people think for some reason community, everyone agrees with each other. Every community that I've ever been in, no, there's always been infighting, okay? Always. If the whole community agrees, then that's a cult because you're not allowed to have a different opinion. Then you're being swayed into a different belief system. That's not the one that you're coming to the table with. Cecilia, hey friend, Missouri Prop 3 is about reproductive rights, not transitioning kids. Okay. It states repeatedly that it's reproductive rights. Okay, thank you. I'll look into that. The GOP lied about it, and Amendment 7 confused voters. So now this is the problem I have, you guys. Politics is gross also. I know there's manipulation on both sides. We all have to agree with that. There is total manipulation on all sides of the coin. And you can't pretend like there isn't. It's why I don't believe in the two-party system. I believe we need to get a three-party system, and we need to have or 4 or 5 or 20 party system, but we need to have more opportunities to have different kinds of voices in the thing. And so I don't like that just because you're a Democrat, you have to think this way, or just because you're a Republican, that it just seems so culty and gross to me. Hey, Travis, thank you. This is why you're the gold standard for transitioning. We know people feel awkward, but get comfy with their bodies. That's right. Before 30. That's right. That's what I did it at 30. Thank you, friend. It's the folks still stuck in 25. Thank you. And kids at that age, at 25 is a kid. They're easily malleable. There's a lot going. You all remember being 20 and 25, how awkward it was? Dating, meeting people, maybe going to school. It's awkward. You feel vulnerable. You're in a very vulnerable space, not just 10-year-olds. Even when you're 20, it's hard to be that age. There's a lot going on. You're dating, you're getting, you're being attracted to people. There's so much going on. Aesthetic Vampy says abortion passed in Missouri did not have medical trans for kids in the language of the bill. It was right-wing propaganda. See, that's the other thing. There is right-wing propaganda, 100%. And that's what I'm trying to say. We've got to look at both sides of the story. Okay, so thank you all. Thanks to both of you for setting that record straight. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. So with that, beautiful friends, I got to head to the gym because I care about myself. And I care about going to the gym. It's literally my therapy. But I want to just extend another thank you all for caring really about transsexual people and caring about me and caring about my voice, and that I hope that you see that I care about you, and I also care about this country a lot. I care about children. I care about parental rights. I care about all of us getting along with each other. Okay. Hey, thank you, friend. Thank you, Miss Smiley Pie. Thank you, Buck. You are a breath of fresh air in the smog of lies and you make me smile. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. And I just, if there's anything you ever take from me, take this. As an old tranny, don't take any nonsense from people, because I'll tell you what, you might lose a friend, okay? But what you're going to gain is integrity, and what you're going to gain is self-worth. When you don't say how you feel because you're scared that somebody might not like you, or you're scared that you might lose followers, you will pay for that in the long run. But what losing followers or losing friends is not worth it eating you up inside and you going, I wish I would have just said it. So that's what I always want you to take from me. I am not fearful to speak truth because I feel very powerful from the truth. And I feel very powerful that the truth will always stand with me. And because of that, I'm able to say the things I say. And I hope that empowers you to do the same thing. And know this, now we're going to move forward in this country. And all of those trans activists, they're the ones who caused this situation that is about to happen to trans people. And I'm going to hold all of them responsible because they are responsible. I was living a purely awesome life before they came into the picture, and they totally destroyed it and took over my party. And now they're the ones who are going to have to pay for it, because I'm not going to pay for it. Okay. No way. And I want you to know this, they are taking away trans health care because they made it. What was that? That's right. They made it into a space that everyone can be trans and self-ID. And when you did that, you destroyed it, and no longer is it a medical condition, and now it's a cosmetic surgery. So deal with it. You did it. With that, have a beautiful, awesome day. Thank you all so much for joining me and laughing and letting me go off on you. And I hope to see you guys. If you're new, I hope to see you guys all next Wednesday. Have a new video coming out tomorrow that I think you'll like. Thanks for supporting the channel. And let's move forward and let's show the world that creating a diverse environment is how we move forward in the world and get back into a space where we can all just live our lives happy. I'll see you guys later.